him.
Hi, this is Jenny Walker,
Here we go.
and the horse you're about to see is called Logan. Just walking away from getting the camera going. So, as soon as I get the gloves on and pick him up, we're going to do some work in hand. And I will do my best to stay back by his shoulder and to keep him marching forward at the walk. And there we go. That's where I would like him to be, is down and stretched. And he's doing pretty well here. I'd like him to stretch further down and out. There are times when he comes up, so I got to tap him, soften his mouth a little, and ask him to stretch down. Now, I asked for a little shoulder in there, and when I come out of the shoulder in, I will ask him to stretch. And he stretched for a step or two, and now he's back up. We're just now warming up. He's kind of slow to warm up. So there's a little leg yield, and now stretch. And this is better. It takes this guy a little bit to warm up. He's in his early teens. So, there's stiffness, and I know he has some arthritis in his hocks, especially the left one, but he's doing pretty good. And you can see here he's staying more consistently in a better stretch. And so again, I ask him to do a little leg yielding. And we pop up. And so we will, and then little shoulder in, shoulder forward, shoulder in, and then we will walk forward and out of it. And there, he has a nice stretch out of it. It's always nice to let them, after you've asked them to do a little bit of work, is to let them stretch. Don't keep going. That's there. And here's a little bit of shoulder in, shoulder forward, and I try to look back to see what's going on, but which is hard to do. And then we walk out, and nice stretch down there. Yes. It's looking very nice there. Nice and consistent in that walk and the stretch. And then little leg yield. So yes, and see that stretch there. So I kind of go back and forth. Especially when we're first starting, to get him to stretch. The left side is, I think, is more difficult side. And then he did really well there and came down and was consistent. So I'm going to change sides. He likes to anticipate and step forward, and so I may say, there's that step, so I will ask him to back. Take that leg back and stand and wait. I don't want him walking off, when I'm not ready. I will ask him to walk off. So I wait a little bit, so that we get out of that anticipation. And he waits for me to give him the signal to move off once I am ready over there. I call him Mr. Creepy. He likes to creep forward. And here we go, and we will turn around and we will go to the right. So you can see here, when my body's out of the way of his head, that he does stretch down a little bit better this way, even to start with. That's why so often I will start lunging him on the right side, because he doesn't seem to want to, run off. I suspect he was always lunged to the left and just to get the beans out of him. And so when you start him to the left, it's always, oh, I have to hurry. Well, I don't want him to hurry. So most of the time, I usually start him to the right. So, and there's a little shoulder 4 walking down the side of the arena. And you can see he's being really nicely consistent to the right here, down in the stretch, even with the shoulder 4. And I do a lot of quarter tracks with him, whether I'm on him or work in hand, because he likes to just drift to the side. And there I was trying to get a little shoulder in, and of course on this side of the arena, he just likes to fall into the arena. The open side, he's not so bad. So here we'll do some leg yielding over to the rail, and he stays nicely stretched through the leg yield. I don't know what it is on this other side, but it's like, just push me out of the way, man. So there is the work in hand, just a little bit, both ways. Don't have to do it a lot. It's just a bit of a warm-up. For me now, sometimes it's just to remind him that that's where I want him, and then to get him to step under himself and stretch both of those hips by stepping under without my weight on his back. So, but what I was going to say is I do a lot of quarter lines, because he just turned down the center line, he goes up, leg yield, and he just falls over there. And I don't want that. I want him to wait for me. So quarter lines, he doesn't always do that, but I'll go straight on the quarter line for maybe half the arena, and then I might ask him to leg yield. So, or I could even ask him to leg yield the opposite direction. So you have to change it up so that they're not just anticipating stuff, and so that they listen to what you want them to do, not just go, oh, this is what we're doing, and off they go. So, okay, so I'm going to start him off to the right, like I usually do, with the lunging. And I don't start him off on a really huge, circle at the end of the lunge line. And I'm using a lunging cavesson, so I'm clipped onto the middle clip there. And no side reins. I tried some side reins the other day, and he just shortened up. But to the right here, he's got a nice walk with a nice stretch down and forward. And you'll find as he hits this corner right there, well, actually, no, it's actually up by F, he'll overbend and throw his left shoulder out. That one wasn't too bad. So, but if I keep him on a smaller circle and then walk towards him when he does it, or let the lunge line out, he can't lean on me and lean out that left shoulder out to the outside of the circle. So And he's doing reasonably well here. He'll pop up, and then I'll kind of wiggle the lunge line, and he'll go down and find that sweet spot. I call it his sweet spot. And when they get there, it's like the hind end just starts to bounce a little bit. So it's really kind of neat to watch it develop in the hind end, and it just gets like a little trampoline back there, and it just bounces. It's kind of fun. But then we pop up or go throw our shoulder out, and it's not quite so springy. Yep, see, we get that sweet spot. Oh, it looks great. Then, we lose our balance or whatever, and just can't quite make it around the whole circle. That was pretty good. He didn't throw himself, overbend and throw his left shoulder out to try to balance this. That's very nice coming around there. And this is what we have to work towards. Just this consistency, down and long, and just plugging along just like that right there in that sweet spot. Because that's what makes the back come up. Just there. Very nice. Very nice. And you can see I don't use a lot of whip. In fact, a lot of times the whip is behind me because this guy just is very shy of whips. I just bring it up once in a while to remind him, like I did a trot to walk, and I wanted him to walk on, not stop. So let's see, that's a nice walk with a nice stretch, nice long stride. And I ask him to trot again. Horses sometimes just get in such a habit that they just go, oh, to trot, this is what I have to do. And until we change those habits, like this nice long stretch, and develop the back muscles to be able to lift, and then teach them to lift into the transition, they just still throw themselves into the transitions. So, and this is becoming very nice, very consistent here to the right. The speed, the trot speed, the cadence, the rhythm is staying really consistent. Here I'm asking him to canter. And I don't whip him into the canter because that would just put him in a frazzled brain. I want him to just think, and we drop into the trot. Whether I asked him or not, I don't remember. And, try to establish that trot again. Yes, there we go. Took half a circle. Find that sweet spot, nice and long and just real regular. Which is nice. One of these days, I hope that he'll just, roll into that canter from there. And that's better. He didn't throw his head up. That was much better. Just a short, nice canter, back to the trot. Go find that sweet spot. Long, stretch. Yes, you can see him as he goes back to that each time. It becomes a little springier, a little bouncier. And so that was plenty. Just this guy, if you keep him cantering for too long, he just gets faster and faster at this point. And that's, of course, not what I want. I just want him to stay slower and controlled like he was. And so he gave me a couple good short canters, and each time he went back to the nice trot and stretched. So that's it. Even if he was just beginning to do all of this, that's all you need to do. You don't need to have them out there for, half an hour just sort of over and over and over again. Oh, let's do it again. Let's do it again. No, just get something out of them that's good and stop. You want to stop each activity on a good note, on a nice, relaxed note. And of course, your whole workout, you want to leave the arena in a nice, relaxed state. You want them happy to come back to work for you. And you'll see right there, he'll tend to, keep going straight with the shoulder but bend his head and neck in. And so we're working on that. That's one of the reasons I went to the lunging cavesson, because I think he was kind of fighting the line over his head, the pull pressure, bit pressure over the head, hooking onto the bit, and there we go. That's very nice. And this is a nice trot to the left. That's why we start right. That I want to try to straighten out. But anyway, if I start left, I have to work and get him to slow down. If I start right, then he's usually ready to hit his sweet spot better to the left. As you can see, he's not as consistent this way. There he goes. That's good. That's good. Good, 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 good. Stay going, Logan. But you can see when they kind of hit that sweet spot, they slow down, and he's better on this side of the circle than the other side of the circle. And so here he's up. I mean, he's not bad, but the shoulder doesn't help it. He can't stay in that sweet spot unless his head and neck are in front of his body, or his body stays behind his shoulders, whichever one. And that's hard to correct, on the ground like this. And if I put side reins on him, he just shortens up. So that doesn't work either. It may keep him from doing that as bad or showing up as bad, but he's still, but he won't stretch down at all. So it's kind of one of those things. See, there he's up again, kind of between a rock and a hard place, and you just keep quietly working for it. And there he's down and stretched and nice, and he stays there for that kind of half of the circle. And he's still there. He's still there. That's good. That's good. That's good. Oops. See, all of a sudden, he's pulling on me, and I don't want him to pull on me. So, and we're doing pretty good. Staying. Oops. It came up a little bit, and that was much better. And we'll probably drop down as we come out of this corner. Good. See, we come down, and we are stretched. So, I wish I could keep that part all the way through this half of the circle. But see, that's better. That's better. As he warms up. He has nothing to, on the lunging cavesson, he has nothing to pull against on the outside, because I don't have the lunge line over his head that he could pull against. So, yes, much better, much better. Didn't stay down there like that. He didn't stay down like that, but it was a lot better. See, here he's just at least his head and neck are level, and actually there he went down more. And that was nice. If he'll only come up and be level, that would be great. Because there he's in his, and that was not a bad transition to canter. Now we may lose this bend and straighter body here, which we did, but okay, and we'll find our sweet spot over there. He'll get back into it right there. And then, and he's staying at least level. He's pretty good about keeping his head and neck in front of his body, but you can tell, you know, the whole head and neck, see now it's nice and straight. It comes up, and whether he's just anticipating it to be hard or whatever, but he's got a spot each direction. So we're trying to get out of those. See, that's better. He's staying lower, and you can see his body is staying more in front of his head and neck. Walk on, Logan. Give him a little breather here. Let's see, we come into that nice sweet spot at the walk, nice and stretched and walking. Okay, I didn't do any canter this way today, probably because I just didn't feel we could get around those corners very well. And that's okay. You know, we'll do it another day when we feel better about the whole going around the circle to the left part. And hopefully can stand up. Okay, I'm down there fiddling. I probably should have cut this out before I started recording, but I didn't. So we'll just unclip our lunge line, take our stirrups down, check our girth, tighten that, put the lunge whip down and pick up a whip and then get on the horse. That's what we do when we're down there. You want to make sure after you lunge, especially if you use side reins, that the saddle is still in the correct place, because with the side reins and the horse going down and stretching, he can pull the saddle forward. And if the girth wasn't tight enough as he's lunging, the saddle can move forward even without the side reins. So you always want to make sure your saddle is still where it belongs, and and then tighten up your girth. So I guess we were having a little moment there. I don't remember. And then there's another little moment, whatever. Oh, that's right. We were doing I'm standing back there and then asking him, to turn, let go of his hind end. Kind of using a direct indirect rein to get him thinking about his hind end. Okay, up on the mounting block I go. And I make sure everything is good, ready, and I am up. Wow, that's hard sometimes. Get that old body up there in the saddle. Okay, and off we go. Now Logan has a very nice walk, and as you can see, he will stretch down at the walk. And I'm trying to keep my legs back, so they may be a little exaggerated, because especially this right one, because sometimes I push forward on that leg. So I'm really trying to get them back, so they may look a little exaggerated. So there we go, nice stretch. across the diagonal. He's pretty consistent in his walk. There he is, walking down there. Of course, we have a vehicle there on our upper driveway by the arena. So, it takes the horse's attention too. He wants to know what's going on. There's a little bit of leg yielding. So he's stepping under nicely. And I may not go all the way to the wall because sometimes he just wants to take me there. And I had to rebalance him a little bit. I had to rebalance because he didn't want to listen. He just wanted to keep coming around, like do a circle, and I wanted a little shoulder 4. I wanted him to go down the side of the arena. So it's like he said, I'm going this way, and I just went, nope, you're going this way. So no fight, nothing, just balance him, make a hesitation, and then ask again. Okay. There's some leg yielding, and you can see him stretch. And not to the wall, because he would just fall to the wall. So I stop him. Okay, and then we do a short diagonal. Change direction. Nice and stretched. And then a little bit of leg yield after I've gone halfway down. Because he was probably wanting to go on his own, and I wasn't even telling him. So I said, no, we're going to just walk straight here for a while, and you have to wait and listen to when I want you to make the leg yield movements. Just because we turn here does not mean, and off he goes, does not mean we're going to leg yield. And it doesn't mean we're going to leg yield all the way down either. So sometimes, like I say, I stop, off the wall so that he can learn. And then I'm turning that one into a little shoulder in. And then we stretch. And again, we're trying to do a little shoulder 4. And of course, he just wants to fall inward. So I just take a circle. And we will try again. So try to keep going down the wall. I guess I decided to circle again. I guess he wasn't ready. Feel in my hand or whatever, he wasn't going to do what I really wanted him to do. So just stay here until he's ready to. There we go. See that? Much better. He's not trying to cart me, across the arena. He tried, but we just did a little balancing, and there we go. And we come back and we do shoulder 4, shoulder in. Yes, and we're getting some step under. We're not throwing our head up, and and then off we go, and a nice long stretch. That's his reward. He gets to stride out and stretch. Not too bad. I'd like to get him to come thrust more from behind so he doesn't have to, throw his head up. We keep working on it. Because if he would come through more from behind, then he wouldn't have to throw his head up to get his shoulders out of the way. But we'll see. Nice 20-meter circle. And I'm just trying to keep him at a nice cadenced trot and to stretch. Get that trot. Yep. I'm not trying to bring him up. There we go. I'm trying to get him to stretch. There he goes. He says, oh, that was better. Good. Yes. There we go. Nope. Loses his balance. I lose my balance. We all have to work together here. Good. Just trying to get him to trot around, do circles, big circles, and changes of direction, and just a nice longer trot. Yes, he's loosening, had a looser neck there. Finally did a little a little leg yielding. I didn't do it at first, and it's what he wanted to do, or I should say it's what he thought we were supposed to do. There's a little shoulder in, but we were losing our rhythm. So we just take a circle, get our trot back, get everything balanced again, and we'll try again. And that was a better try. Oops, okay. Better try than the first one. The first one, he was just really fighting me, didn't want to bend to the right. So, and a little leg yield. And a stretch. I need more stretch than that after what he just did. I need to push him out to the buckle. And we're not getting that. And then I should stay on the circle until I get that. Being in the circle helps the horse step under himself because he has to do the bend. And it helps you to get the horse balanced using the inside hind leg, and then you can ask for more stretch. And I'm just trotting around doing these circles at this point, just trying to get him to give me a stretch. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's better. I should have stopped that. I should not have even attempted another shoulder in. Because he's not balanced for it. So sometimes, there we go. That's better. I needed to get that better stretched before I asked for shoulder in or leg yielding again. So we're going to change direction, it looks like. And here it looks, as I'm looking at it now, I'm glad I took a circle because I need to take that circle and stay on it until I get him balanced and stretching to the left. So so I went on a quarter line, and so I did do a little leg yielding. And circle. I really need to get more stretch on these circles. I think I would have better, see, I'm going to do some leg yielding, I think, and I would have been better. It would have been better if I had stayed on the circle longer and achieved more stretch. Sometimes it's boring to stay on those circles forever to get that stretch, but you know, it's what you need to do, and it's what I need to do before. Yeah, see, I'm trying to throw in a shoulder in here, and it's not. It's not what I should be doing. I should be back on the circle trying to get a better stretch. Because all he's done is come up there. That's what I need. I need that. I need that. I need that consistently. Around the circle and straight. See, he's not stretching. And I'm doing a little shoulder 4 there, but it's not really. He's just come back, and I just need to go in a circle and stretch again. And sometimes until you look at your videos, you don't realize just how much, there we go. You don't realize just how many times and how much you need to stay on the circle and stretch. See, I need more. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't remember what I'm doing. But yeah, he didn't want to come around the turn with me. Sometimes he just gets locked and stuck laying on me, you know, and you can't stretch when he's sitting on you either, so that was not a bad canter. He didn't throw the whole body up and forward into it. So, and I'm doing more of a 2-point. I'm not sitting on him totally. So, looks like I'm still sort of sitting on him, but I'm trying to be up more in a 2-point to get off his back. But you know what? It's a lot harder in a dressage saddle than you think. So anyway, and this helps keep him lower. I'm not on his back, sitting, you know, trying to sit down and deep, just trying to balance up there in a 2-point. Maybe I should get Karen to make my jump saddle fit him and use that, because maybe I can get up off his back better. That's good. That's good. Go on, go on. Change direction. I like the fact that he's come back down into a more of an achievable sweet spot trot. He's not there yet, but because of the pace that he's going, it's more achievable. This horse, for so long, you canter, and it was just a run at the trot afterwards. That was not a very good transition, but, and again, I'm in a 2-point. I'm trying to stay off his back. Trying to be in a 2-point in a dressage saddle. I guess I'm not being as successful at it as I think I am, but I am not sitting down in deep, and that's good, because I think he is rolling along better than if I was. And if he wanted more rain, he could have more rain. I'm just sitting there, you know, trying to keep soft contact. Go. He wanted to quit. So we just started doing this, so and let's see where he's at. He's down. There, that's better. That's better. He's further down and out stretching. Good. There you go. There you go. That's better. That's better. And again, it's a nice trot. It's not this speedy Gonzalez trot that he used to, and it would take you 2 or 3 circles just to get him to, you know, slow down without just pulling on him. So there we go. There we go. That's nice long rein. And nice stretch into the walk. So there we go, and over to the camera to come over and try to turn it off.